All right. Good evening, everybody. It is Abigail Quinn and
Heather Wickstrom.
all right. And we are your two resident Mary Kay girls for the evening. I have been a director for 11 years. How long have you been a director, Heather?
22?
Serious? Oh my gosh. I'm behind.
Longest I've ever held a job.
Wait, do what?
Longest I've ever held
a job. Hey, me too. Okay, cool. All right, ladies. So tonight, tell us where you're from. We want to hear about that. We always ask that, but I really do find it interesting every time. It's so cool how virtual brings us all together from all across the nation. So shout out whether you're a consultant or a guest. Where are you from? And what is your favorite makeup piece, if you will? So like Heather, what's your favorite part of makeup?
By 47 coats of mascara.
Oh, mascara, right? So
mascara.
There's got to be some people that agree with you. It is that one thing, right, that we would all put in our pocket if we could only have one thing. It's like we're not leaving that behind. But put what your favorite is, whether it's eyeliner, mascara, brows, lips. What is the feature you like to play up? What are the products you like to use? And we're going to teach you tonight how to do, what are we calling this? One palette makeup class. Okay, so how to get your whole makeup bag basically into our pro palette. All right. And what I did today was I did my face out of this. Did you do your face from a palette too?
Absolutely. I'm a powder girl. Always have been.
She's a cream to powder girl, so it's perfect. So, okay, so the exception to this would be if you are a liquid, if you're one of our liquid girls, or you like to prime your face with CC cream, that is going to come out of a tube, right? You're going to have, I prime with CC cream every day, and it gives me my SPF. But y'all, every step after that, this is your one palette makeup tutorial right here.
I love it.
All right. So what I'll do is, so let us know how, what you're excited about as far as knowing you can do it all from one mega compact. Have you ever used a compact this big? Put it in the comments. Because I'll tell you this, I hadn't, but Heather and I were chatting before we hopped on, and we love this, you guys. It is so quality. And we both dropped ours. And what happens when you drop it, Heather?
Well, nothing in mine broke.
Nothing.
Every single crevice filled. I think it was, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, maybe if it wasn't filled, don't go drop it. But we're just saying we've both dropped ours.
I love it.
Stayed together because we just love how it's all right there and it's so trusty and
it's thin. It's just thin.
Yeah.
There's nowhere for anything to go.
Right.
When it's like that.
And
I know.
She's going to show y'all in a minute. Oh, and that's the perfect palette.
These are the smaller, and then this is the petite.
Now here's the deal.
You can't do your whole face with these.
No. That's why we're featuring the pro tonight.
How many do you have?
Me too. Oh, oh gosh.
Three.
Okay. So I have a bunch of these. Okay. Now, to be fair, right? 2 of these might be for me, but the other ones are for when I do have clients come over, and I have one with all my blushes in it. But you know what? Even if you don't have clients come over, it's okay to be bougie and have one with all eye color, all cheek color, all your cream to powder and your setting powder or whatever. So it's okay to get more than one, even of the pro. I was going to show you my like all cheek color, for instance. Well, okay, this one's not so pretty. I kind of had to pull from it today, but
that means you use it.
Do what?
It means you use it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I use these bad boys. Okay. So we're going to show you how not only how to work out of here, but how to know your colors. And the big piece of that is put in the comments if you've already received a beauty report from your consultant, or consultants, put in the comments if you've done some beauty reports yet. And the reason I'm asking is because this is relatively new. So if you're like, I haven't heard of the beauty report, and you're a customer or even a consultant, it's okay because we've launched it like 2 weeks ago. So it's all good. But why we did this evening is because we want to make sure you know it's available and know how it works. So But Heather, you tell me, what's your favorite part of the beauty report? What is it? If you were telling a kindergartner what it is.
So I have like a cheat sheet on mine.
Oh,
So I've printed all mine out, so like I printed all my, I'm a print girl. So I like to see it all so that I can work from both. So I have everything together. I like that first off, it only takes about 45 seconds to complete it. I mean, you're like, click, 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 click. Okay. We can match your foundation. And not only can we match your foundation with a cream to powder, if that's what you want, we can match it to a luminous color. We can match a foundation. We can match it to our matte foundations, our setting powders, our concealers, everything,
shades.
Everything is right here. Okay. And then based on the answers that you give us and that you provide for us, we're able to then take, okay, if you have brown eyes, then this would be the selections of eyeshadows that we would recommend. If you have green or hazel eyes, then these, and you can mix them up. I mean, no one says you have to get all of them, but these options, or if you have blue eyes, because, let's face it, if you wear purple on blue eyes, you probably look like you got punched.
So we're going to help you. But
this
Heather,
is going to really help you.
It's awesome. So again, the customer journey is just 45 second survey. And then on the consultant side, they're grabbing that information. We put it through a little machine. We put it through our brains. We put it through our color factory, which is what Heather was showing you, which, by the way, all those colors, we got together with other directors that are very tenured, that have done lots of faces. And we decided, here's your brown eyes, here's your green eyes, here's your blue eye recommendations. So when your consultant gets back with you, it's based on her professional opinions and what she knows about you, mixed with that survey and our beauty report process. So if you've already had the opportunity to do that and you already know your shades, you can fill your Pro Palette tonight. Okay. If you don't know it, have her send it to you like now. Girls, send your guest the beauty report to fill out. And then by the end of the evening or within 24 hours, if your consultant's out of pocket, you can get that back to her. She's going to get you your shades and you're going to know what to put in here. So let's dive in real quick. I'm going to go through what actually comes in here. Now, as I'm going through this is like your, I don't know, perfect little mix here, but there's really not a perfect mix. You can put all powders in here if you want to. You can put all, if you're like, I'm the eyeshadow queen, I want to fill it up 2/3 of the way with eyeshadow, go for it. So there's not a wrong way to fill this up, but this is to do your makeup out of one Pro Palette. So what you're going to want is your cream to powder. And both Heather and I apply our cream to powder with this delicious, oh my word, it was made for creams. It's 1,000 little brushes. It's really like 50,000 bristles. It's insane. So this is the brush you're going to want for cream. It does go on beautifully over CC cream, just a tip if you want to do that. Once you've got your cream on, you could decide to contour with a cream to powder, or you can let her know that you'd rather have your setting powder, and then you can contour with a darker setting powder. So again, you're going to want your cream to powder with a setting powder. These are mine. Okay. Put your cream to powder, setting powder can go over. And then you've either contoured before you set with a cream, or after you set, you can contour with a pressed. So pressed cream, but she's going to help you with that. She's going to help you figure out, okay, what are we kind of bronzing with or contouring with? And you're going to want at least one cream to powder and one pressed powder. Pressed powder is awesome too in the palette that Heather's going to show you, because you can touch up with it beautifully. Okay, really with cream to powder too. I've done touch ups with both. I know Heather has too. Okay, your other bit on here. So I'm sorry, I was saying contour. This is more of your bronzer. This is your contour, and the difference is it has an ash undertone. It looks really ashy in the zoom, put next to this warm bronzer, but that's what I've got on today to give me a little bit of contour here, a little bit of contour there. And then glazed, you can't see it. See how it's just a little shimmery? Oh, you have it on too. A little into my nose. So you want your highlight and your contour, right? Okay, so that's the bottom half. So it's like you got your foundation on, you highlight and contoured. Done. Then we give you 2 blush colors. Mostly, I don't know, I can never live with one blush. What's your favorite blushes? Heather, like, what do you use of ours? What do you have on?
I mix too. I use Shy Blush and Rogue Rose, and I mix them.
I love both too. Okay, so what's in here? I wanted to show a little bit of a difference, but I do the same thing. So it's Shy Blush and I have Rogue Rose too, but this is actually Rosy Nude. Okay, to show you a flatter, it's a more matte. So you can get two very different blushes in there, maybe even seasonal. It's fun to change it up. I can't imagine having one blush color only ever. So that's why we put two in there. And then what I love is the eye shades part. So what we did, I'm holding it this way, is we have kind of two, this is the green eye one, and that is a purple right there. It looks really dark, but it's not as dark as it looks. So this is green eyes because I have hazel eyes. So I'm pulling out the green. This is a neutrals palette, and we recommend a neutrals palette for every eye color. Okay, so you can grab the one for your eyes, grab your neutrals, and then kind of a brighter set for your eye color. A little more pop color, a little more fun. And now you're set. And this is literally what I do my makeup out of. Now, what I want Heather to show you is the other options. If you're either not ready for a palette, or I will say, some people are like, I've got to have my mirror. I got to have it fit in my purse. So there are other options. And Heather, what do we have?
So we have the perfect palette. And first off, I just love the rose design.
So cute.
It's very fancy. So these are what our palettes look like inside. And so right here, I have, I'm green eyes. So I have 3 eyeshadows. This is a blush. And then what you can do is you can take, this is a cream to powder.
Oh, and I forgot, they're all a steel backing and it's a magnet.
Yep. And everything.
That's how I got those in there.
Yep. And so you can pop it in there and that'll take up one section, or you can take your contour and a highlighter and pop that in to that section. So sorry, I'm putting my hands on the mirror, but
so pretty.
It looks so pretty. And, you know, it's really great because you can interchange them. So if you know you're going away for 2 days, you know, whatever, and you want a specific neutrals look, you can do that. And then it's ready to go. Now, and you can fill it up, you know, each square will hold either 1 blush, 3 eyeshadows, or 1 foundation powder or cream to powder foundation, or I mean, you can do 6 eyeshadows if you want to fill this whole thing up with eyeshadows, you know, and you want to use the other one more for your highlight, contour, foundation. You can totally do that. Now, we also have one more little palette. I'm going to say palette. I know I probably say it wrong. Yeah, that's okay.
We talked about it before. We're like, how do we say it? It's saying palette, but anyway, we're going to.
I mean, like palette sounds like the roof of your mouth or a bunch of wood. So palette just sounds so bougie. So anyway, okay, so we have the petite, and it holds, I mean, you can do some things with it, but it basically holds 4 eyeshadows, or you could put 1 eyeshadow and a highlighter in there. This is a great starter option if you have a teen girl, maybe she just wants a little blush or she just wants some light eyeshadows. It's really perfect. And it's teeny tiny. So it's, I mean, you can, I have customers that have actually gotten a couple of these because they'd rather have a couple so they can just pull. But I really think that having the big palette is just, it's
luxurious.
It's addicting.
It's really convenient too, honestly. Both of them are, depending how you like
travels well.
Exactly. They all travel well. And what was I going to say? Oh, here's what I love. Y'all, back in the day, I still remember like high school, my early 20s, I would, really it was high school that we all got the Clinique eyeshadow. I don't know if you remember. Any brand really, doesn't matter. Clinique was big, I don't know, in my town in my junior year. And I didn't know about Mary Kay and how you can pop in and customize. Okay. So I bought this compact. It was like, at the time, it was still like $48. You had to spend the extra $1.50 to get the little makeup bag. Like, so then you buy something that was like all, you know, I ended up buying way too much stuff. And it was one color that was real similar actually to our rose gold. And that was my color. But the only way I could get it was to buy the entire compact. And then you got all the other colors that I never used up. And I would go back and spend another $50 just to get that rosy shimmer shade that was my shade, right? So you can't take them out. You can't say, oh, I'm just out of the rose color. Can I just get the rose color to pop in here? That's not a thing. They don't do that. So no matter what your color is, you can just replace. See, they just come right out. So if you use this shade all the time and you're done with it sooner than you're done with these, just replace this shade. They're $8. You pop it in there and you're done. Okay.
Good for the environment. Recycle, recycle.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't know if they still do this. In fact, give your consultant back the little plastic that holds the product. And it used to be that we turn these little guys in. Either way, you can recycle them.
Yeah, they're totally recyclable. I don't know if they do that anymore, but you can still put it in the recycle bin.
Put it in the recycle bin. So it's all recyclable. All of the company is green. Oh, in fact, before we go over pricing and the deals you might get, I was just about to say the company is landfill free, which is really cool, very green. We're debt free, and we're pretty awesome. Wait, so here's the deal. Heather and I were both talking, and we both I started to make a little extra money. And really it was to save money on the product in the first place, because I found out at my appointment. So we're going to just let you know, because we're not going to gatekeep this. I'm so glad the woman that did the childhood friend who was showing me Mary Kay for the first time, she explained that when you sign up as a VIP customer or VIP or a consultant, that you got half off. So I immediately was like, well, I'm going to sign up tonight. And that's what I did. I didn't put too much thought into it. I'm like, whether I actually sell this to my friends or not, I'm going to get it at half off. I quickly figured out I could make money with it as well. But that's why I started. What made you start, Heather? Remind me your story.
I was
looking for the product.
Mom. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was looking for product. We had just moved to a new town, and I didn't know anybody. And my neighbor that I met in the grocery store introduced me to her Mary Kay consultant. Her Mary Kay consultant brought me my cream to powder and honey glaze eyeshadow. I know we don't even have it's a different color now. And I didn't even let her in the house. It was probably 105 degrees. It was very end of July. She had a brand new car. It was a brand new Mary Kay car. Yes, they're real. And it was red, and she was cute. She was young. I mean, it was just this thing. I mean, she was just like, have you ever thought about doing something like this on the side for extra money? And I went, no. And she just started telling me just some basic information, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And all I could think about was, my kids were 1 and 2 at the time. Yep. There was no such thing as virtual. And there was like things, I think it was harder then. It's simple now. And I think sometimes we make things hard in our heads because we start thinking about all the things that we can't do. And all I could think about was, oh my gosh, you wash your face every night. It goes down the drain. Right. It's consumable. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I can meet people. I can actually have friends, because I worked in a man's world. I mean, I can have friends that like me, and I needed an identity other than mom.
Who can relate to that?
But boy, let me tell you.
Mom. One time my husband was sitting there, he's like, I can help you if you want. You know how many times you've said her name?
So anyway, it was just like, I didn't put too much thought into it either. And I basically signed up on the spot. I think she was just as shocked as I was. And when my husband got home that night, he was like, huh? What? You're doing what? Because I was in oil and gas. He was like,
makeup?
What? I mean, so anyway, it all worked out. I mean, I had great mentors. I made great friends. So when the pandemic came in, we already knew how to shift. And now we already know how to shift. And I'm wearing joggers.
Oh, I am too.
I'm wearing joggers
Put
and I'm barefoot.
up there.
And I put 22,000 miles on my car in 2 years. Is that not insane? I don't leave. I mean, I do.
No.
We have a social life, but I mean, like, I don't need to leave the house. So
Exactly.
for you, Abigail, I think it's perfect because your kids are so young. Mine have flown the coop. So they're
No.
gone.
It's been good in every season. So I was 19. And like I said, it was just for my own discount. She saw it as a way to see other women make a little extra money. And I quickly saw that I could make extra money. And then it paid all my bills in college. So you guys, this is real money. Here's the deal. Right now, like it or not, we're in a recession, right? So, Heather, can you hear me? Oh, good. Okay. Sorry. It like froze up on my end. Okay. So like it or not, there's a recession going on right now. And there are 3 things that don't have a dip in a recession, or 3 industries, I should say: alcohol, tobacco, and cosmetics, beauty products. Because people are looking for, well, number one, they're addicted to those things. They're not going to go without, but we also want to feel good. And makeup and skincare are feel good products that provide instant results, right? And we're literally, a woman will, we'll cut back on the grocery bill before we're going to cut back on the mascara and the lipstick. Like, we're going to go buy those things and our cleansers and stuff. So that part, okay, for recession proof is pretty cool. And like Heather said, it's a consumable. So it's constantly going down the drain. So just saying, it is people used to say, I was a teacher for 7 years. Oh, a teaching job is so safe. Well, guess what? They laid off 11 of us, wasn't me, all at the same time in the same room one year. That is not safe. That's not a safe job. But what we have is pretty darn safe. And and steady is all I mean with that. And you do make half of everything that you sell. And right now, and I'll say this for me, I don't know about you, but in February, I'll just go ahead and tell you, my sales were 100% virtual.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, they were all done. I didn't have to. Now, you can still do this in person if you're like, oh, that sounds fun. I want to do Mary Kay like back in the day around the kitchen table. You can totally do that. But you also can totally do it and working in pockets, or from 9 to 2, because you have kids in school, whatever it is you need. And we want you to know that we're here to help you with that. We have a sisterhood that will cheer you on. We have the mentorship, like Heather said, and we have the systems like a beauty report that make it really easy. So the last thing I want to mention about it is, normally you can pay $130 for a kit that comes with $400 worth of product if you want to start with some product. Or really all you need, especially if you're going to work virtually, is our eStart. It's an electronic start. You get a website for your customers. You get the back office website included in that. And you get something called ProPay, which is linked to your customer site. So if you have a friend, if you're in California, you have a friend in New York, she goes to your website, she buys our $100 item, let's say, she will be able to check out completely with ProPay. The company will take $50 of her $100 to get the product to her, and you'll have $50 sitting in there for you. You transfer it into your checking, cha-ching, you just made $50. That's how it works. You buy it for $2, or you don't have to, she's going to buy it for $2. You're going to make the $1 on everything. You can also just think of it as a discount for yourself. Now, I said that was 30, right? But what's going on this month, Heather?
It's $20. And
$20.
I'm sorry.
How do you feel about what? Can you go anywhere on $20? What's the last thing you spent $20 on in the chat?
Quarter tank of gas.
Right. Like, you can't even, I was thinking the other day, it takes $40 to get out of Whataburger.
Two Starbucks drinks, and that's like mediums if you don't do anything fancy to them.
Right. Don't make it fancy.
Which, you know what? I kind of stopped. I kind of, since I don't go anywhere, I don't have those kinds of expenses really. I'm perfectly happy with my peanut butter and jelly for lunch. No kidding. Or salad that I make.
Love a PB&J.
I mean, or soup in the winter. I mean, like, I can make that. I am like, I just don't want to deal with the hassle of going through a drive-through or going through whatever. So I think this is the best $20 you're going to spend. And you can start making money right away. I mean, and I want you to think about things that you would like to have in your life that your current position doesn't already pay for. because you don't have that money allocated for it. And one of the things, well, I can tell you a whole bunch of the things, but many of the things that I used my Mary Kay money for was my kids, private trumpet lessons, musical instruments, baseball, soccer. I mean, none of those things are free. Tutoring when they needed it, SATs tutoring when they needed it. I mean, it's just, you know,
Extra.
you can't just go to your boss and say, hey, so we've decided to put little Johnny in trumpet lessons and he needs the best trumpet teacher. And lessons back then were $20 an hour. That's $80 a month times two.
Right.
I mean, two
Those
boys
little
at
things add
trumpet,
up. Oh,
and
yeah.
tennis and soccer.
In
And
fact, put in the comments if there's anything you pay for like extra for your kids. For us, it's gymnastics, volleyball camp, piano. She has my other friend.
summer camps.
Summer camps. So all these things, and $20 to be able to pay for that, even if you just did it over the summer,
Yeah.
make a little
And
extra.
you don't want to just do it over the summer because then you got Christmas coming up. I'm just saying.
Well, and you're going to get addicted to getting your own product half off and making extra. You're going to enjoy it. But that's how I thought of it. I was like, you know what? Because I was a little nervous, not as a teenager. I was a teacher and I was restarting my business. And I was like, is this going to work out? And my husband was like, why don't you just do it for a little while? See what you think. And I got addicted just like I did the first round in college. And it's so much fun. And
I love the freedom and flexibility.
so yeah, it's flexible, 50% off. I mean, you're your own boss, so you choose the hours that it is work. I'm not gonna lie, it's work, but it's fun. Like, are we working?
Well, my 40
I don't
hours
know.
look different than their 40 hours.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my 40 hours are actually spread out. And let's be real. I mean, now we're having people who are wanting to work from home. And I just heard this on the news the other night that companies are now only wanting to pay them for the work that they're actually doing,
Right.
not the 40 hours, where probably at home they only worked 32
Right.
and got the same amount done, when now they don't want to pay them for that extra 8.
Or they're bringing you back into the office. So if that's not attractive and you liked the being at home, hello.
I like joggers.
I like my joggers. We're
Penny
both wearing our
shavers,
joggers.
man.
So
I got
20
the treadmill under the desk.
So here's what you're going to do. We're about to show you pricing and a deal. So if you want the $20 deal or you want the deals on the product, we have a password. We're going to give it to you at the end. And real quick, can you go through the pricing on those three?
I sure can. I would just say, you know what, if you just want more information, just get more information.
Oh, yeah.
Don't say no before you actually find out what exactly it is. There's always going to be a cost. If you want to sell Tootsie Rolls on the street corner, you can go right ahead, but you're going to have to get the Tootsie Rolls.
Right.
So, I mean, there's always going to be something with whatever. And one of the things that when I went back to work full time before, I had to pay for a full month of daycare before I even put my kids in daycare.
Right.
So, I mean, it was just this just really hit me great. Okay. So we have the 3 palettes. So let me just share with you what they look like. Okay. So I think this is probably backwards. So this is the big,
good. You're good.
Is it? Okay. So this is the Mumbo Jumbo. This is the I Deserve It All makeup. One palette makeup, the whole shebang. Okay. What it comes with is your pressed powder, your cream powder, your highlight, your contour, your bronzer, 2 cheek colors, 12 eyeshadow colors, and the Pro palette itself. And it is $233. Okay. Then we have the Perfect palette over here, which is, this one that we talked about. And it's 3 eyeshadows, a pressed powder or a cream powder, a cheek color, and the Perfect palette. And that is going to be $84. Okay. And then you have the Petite palette. Okay. So little bitty, the beginner. And it's okay. You know what? You get to start wherever you get to start. I mean, like, seriously, there's no shame in that. So then that's your 4 eyeshadows plus your palette. All right. So, I mean, and some people actually, I mean, they like the big one. They like the idea of the big one, but it might be a little big. Well, you know what? You can get both. You can get a perfect and petite, and it's okay. Or you can you can get this one and this one and this one.
Hey,
So
and by the way, if you're about to do that, if you're like, let me get a perfect palette and the pro and another pro for my mom for Mother's Day, let's customize all of it. If you're going there in your mind, really think about the $20 sign up.
no kidding, because then, and my mother,
Saying,
here's the thing, my mother started a Mary Kay business when I was 4 years old. And she was in Mary Kay literally just to get the discount
Yeah,
for her and me. When you have a daughter at home, oh my word, you know, like, I'm just going to tell you, I drank it. I drank the makeup, the blue eyeshadow, the whole 9 yards. That was the 80s, and it was
oh, we
great.
pull stuff off. I have 3 daughters, so we're constantly pulling stuff off my shelf. You guys,
If you have a kid in dance, if you have a kid in theater, you know, college girl. I mean, this is just it just works. I mean, it just works. And
it really does fit a
you
lot
get
of
to tell
life.
us what you want to do with it, and we can walk you through the steps to make that happen. So if you're just I just want to get it for myself and my mom and maybe a couple of friends, that's fine. If you want to run a business and have a VIP group or do things on Instagram or, you know, TikTok, whatever, where are your people?
We can show you. We want to here's end of the day. I'll end it with this. We want you happy. We want you leaving finishing your evening going, I am so happy with either my perfect palette or my $20 sign up. And now I'm getting the whole shaboodle at half off. Okay. And maybe I'm going to share shaboodle, caboodle, Shazam, or mixing it up. So which is going to fit you best and which is going to be your biggest benefit? That's what we're excited about. Seriously.
Yep. What's your win? And if you want to deserve it all now or deserve it all forever,
however you want to roll with it.
What you want to do.
And no matter which way you're going to do it, you are going to send your consultant 3 words. Okay. It is your passcode to get, we do have deals, but you're going to have to give her the passcode and she's going to give you extend you the deals. Okay. And we've got the $20, but you're going to want to send her the passcode. We'll get you set up with the $20 sign up. And it's 1 Palette Makeup. 1 Palette Makeup. Okay.
And you don't have to spell it correctly.
It doesn't matter. You can butcher it. PALETT.
Typo, fat fingers, whatever works.
Yeah. 1 Palette Makeup. So that's the whole deal. Send that to your consultant now. And if you were on, please, if you haven't commented so far, comment now. Let us know you were on. That's another way we know how to just follow up, make sure you have the deals. And we're so glad you spent your time with us tonight. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Anything out, Heather? Is that it? Are we good?
I think we're good.
Love y'all. Bye-bye.